All right, we'd like to welcome Xander Schauffele to the interview room here at the 2024 Travelers Championship. Xander, you're an Olympic champion. We've just learned that we've just qualified again for the Olympics in Paris in a few months. You're back here ready to make your sixth start at the Travelers where you won in 2022. I guess first is what do you like about coming back here, and what's your fondest memory of victory here?
I mean, just winning in general is always a nice memory to touch back upon in your own brain. So it's just a nice, coming to Travelers is awesome. They do such an amazing job, for ourselves, but caddies and our support team. If you look at the range, it's, we have little umbrellas. We have a coffee stand, a lounging area. There's the green trucks there with the pizza. So it's such a relaxing week coming after the U.S. Open, and I think all of us really appreciate that.
And you've been out and seen the golf course. There's been a few changes made. What did you notice the most, and what do you like?
Yeah, I just played the front nine, so I noticed, those moguls there on 6 on the right. If you throw your ball in there you're going to get lost up in the fescue. Hard to find, just tossing one in there shortly after. So, and then it seemed like some of the green surfaces, or at least Austin told me the greens on the back nine, they kind of made a few areas a little bit smaller. So I think overall the rough is up, and the course might be playing a little bit harder than people are expecting.
Okay, we'll take some questions. If you have a question, raise your hand, and we'll get you a microphone. We have one at the back. Anybody? Okay, we'll start with Paul on the left. Thank you.
Xander, another top 10 in a major, but just how would you kind of assess how the week went for you in Pinehurst?
Yeah, it was really kind of a weird week. I hit the ball the best probably on Sunday, which was nice. Played well. 200 was a good score on that property, and Thursday, Friday were pretty gritty rounds that I had to play. I wasn't hitting it very good. I was missing a lot of fairways that were supposed to be sort of forgiving, and putted pretty well. And then Saturday I kind of turned it around and then ended up putting horrible. So overall I couldn't really get it going at any given point for more than 6 to 12 holes at a time. And nice to finish on a good note, playing well on Sunday, and really didn't really feel like I had a chance to win the tournament at any point.
Anything else? Let's go over to Rex on the side.
Xander, I know you were playing, but at any point on Sunday, did you look as a fan just to watch what happened and maybe entertained by it, or any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, kind of just like everyone else, I got done and went back to the rental that I was staying at and turned it on. And, I think my brother was there watching it already, so caught a few holes of the drama that was unfolding on there on the Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty wild it seemed like it was wild. As a fan, I'm sure it was very exciting, and for me, it was a crazy finish for sure.
And going back to the Olympics, I know this has kind of been in the cards for a long time, but what does it mean going back after having the gold medal?
Yeah, it's super special. It's always an honor to represent your country in any given tournament or event. So it was a really cool thing I was able to share with my family after winning the gold medal. And qualifying was my first goal this year. It's a very hard team to qualify for, as you guys have seen on this U.S. side. And, it was a really big goal of mine to get back, and, really looking forward to competing again.
Joe, how much empathy do you have for Rory and, the tough finish and just him stepping away for a couple of weeks? It's tough every week. How much empathy do you have for what he went through?
Yeah, I mean, as a competitor, all of us have had our highs and lows to a certain degree, and it's a tough spot. It for sure is a tough spot, and I'm sure him and his team are discussing what happened, and sometimes you just need to step away from it all, and really try and be as objective as possible, because you're very much in the moment there, and it obviously didn't go his way, and he's just needs some time away to figure out what's going on.
On the front, Tom.
Xander, did you take away from this tournament last year that there was a need for changes to the course? Did you think that was a good idea? Would you prefer the course stay the way it was? Do you support the idea of changes as well as the changes that are made?
Typically, I mean, I wouldn't call it like a course redesign. I mean, for the most part, it feels like most courses that have been redone are worse, to be honest. It's been, I'd love to sit here and I don't know if I'll be able to sit here and tell you like a course that's been redone that I'm like, wow, this is way better. Usually there's some really good courses that people try to redo and they make them worse. So that's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately, just trying to cater to modern golf and, putting bunkers at 350 yards and, turning par 5. Anytime you turn a par 5 into a par 4, it makes the hole worse because the hole was designed to be a par 5, and then you're hitting a 4-iron into it. So out here, so far, it seems like it's pretty visually. It's a little bit more intimidating. Some of the fairways are a bit tighter, like on 1 and on 6. I only played the front 9, so that's all I can see. But the course looks the same for the most part. I think they made the green on 11 a little bit smaller, which is fine because it's a wedge or a 9-iron or something of that nature. So overall, I think the course is still outstanding, and the small upgrades to it are a good thing.
Go back to Paul here and then over to Dave.
Bit random, but you were in some Bob Does Sports YouTube videos recently, did a good video. I'm just wondering what you enjoy about kind of being on and kind of participating in YouTube golf content.
I mean, it's brought to me by my team. I'm not super big on social media, to be completely honest, but we have a thing called the PIP, and it's important to participate in things like YouTube and other things of that nature to keep your relevance. You either do the Scotty Scheffler route and you win every tournament you play in, or you got to sprinkle in some YouTube stuff every once in a while. So that's kind of where I stand on it. I mean, both the guys, good guys, and Bob Does Sports, they're really nice guys, and it's a really chill atmosphere that you kind of hang out in, and I think that's why fans or people like to watch it. So every once in a while it's cool, but I don't see that being my sort of everyday thing.
All right, go to Dave.
Xander, players trying to get their game to peak for the major championships and play their best in that particular week. Does competing in a tournament like the U.S. Open take that out of you so that the following week, for example, as you come here, your game typically isn't as sharp, or do you find that it carries over the preparation maybe from a major and then you're as sharp when you come to someplace like this?
I think it just depends on how your week goes, to be honest. It's golf's a weird one. You play a lot of I was actually just talking to this about someone. I was in a little bit of denial, it seemed like, when at the end of the conversation. I don't feel super tired just playing Memorial and the U.S. Open, but at the same time, they're two pretty hot weeks, and as you know, golf, there's chipping, putting, driving, so you're out in the sun pretty much all day for 2 whole weeks, and then you're competing, for the 8 of the 14 days that you're out on property, and it takes a lot more out of you than you think. So I think mentally, mental decisions are, and that's on your caddy as well, because your caddy is the guy carrying the bag right next to you, during all those hours of work, the 10 to 14 hour days you're putting in. So that starts to track, and so when you get to a property, hopefully you know it, and then hopefully you and your caddy are making the right decisions during crunch time.
Does coming to a course where typically scoring is pretty low then almost feel like sort of refreshing, or is it welcome to come to some place where there are going to be a lot of birdies?
I think the most welcoming thing here is the hospitality, how nice everyone's treated, and how sort of comfy everything is here. Our caddies have courtesy cars this week, and that's the extent Travelers has gone to make everyone feel comfortable, and I think it's an awesome thing. So I think just because it's easy scoring, you still have to be precise, and you still have to hit really good shots and hit your number. So just because it's easy scoring doesn't mean it's an easy thing to do. You still have to be sort of on the button and focused to do those things.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go MK and Alex.
Hey, Xander. With Patrick being in contention last week, I'm curious, the last month after you won at Valhalla, has he picked your brain at all on getting back into the winner's circle, or is there a way that you've been encouraging him the last month?
Yeah, I mean, typically anytime I'm not in the hunt in a tournament myself as a competitor, I'm going to pull for him. I was pulling for him to pull through on Sunday there, and No, I mean, we compete and practice a lot, so we haven't really talked too much about it. We had a little celebration there and back in Jupiter together, which was nice, and but kind of just head down. We sort of take care of our own business and try to get ready and compete at a high level every week. So I'm sure it's been motivating, though. He plays with me all the time and he beats me all the time. So I think deep down, he knows he's going to do it too.
Okay, we'll go to Alex right behind him. Okay.
Yeah. Xander, in this game, you fail a lot more than you succeed. Obviously, everybody's talking about what happened with Rory on Sunday and the aftermath of that. Can you just talk about the difficulties of dealing with those things, and how long has it taken at times for you to get over something like that?
It's different for everyone. It's hard for me to compare, my losses to his losses. I'd say he's under a bit more of a microscope. When things are going really well, people are all over him, and unfortunately, when things don't go your way, people are all over him. So, there's a microscope on him on why he didn't win and things of that nature, and he's gonna have to answer those questions at some point, and he will, because he always does. So, for me, I wear him pretty hard, but sometimes it's nice to just get back on the horse and compete. But like I said, everyone handles those situations differently, and it's those times where I think you just lean on your team and everyone around you that supports you that whole time to give you that confidence to get back on the horse and keep chumming along.
Okay, and the positive question: how long did it take after Valhalla for you to kind of like lose that, winning feeling and get back to normal?
Yeah, I mean, I woke up happy. I mean, I feel like I always wake up pretty happy. At least I choose to be. And it was a few days. I had media Tuesday, Wednesday after I got back on Monday. So I was talking about it for a lot of the day. And I put the trophy in a really nice spot at the rental there. So when I'd wake up, I'd look at it. And then come Thursday, I was practicing and didn't really think much about it. A bad shot on the range was still a bad shot. I wasn't sitting there telling myself I was a major champ. I was telling myself that I need to get better because I just hit a really bad shot. So for me, I didn't really, bask in it too long. I know there's so much important golf, and I was trying to win a U.S. Open, and that was, I missed that opportunity. So I'm looking on to more tournaments here, and we have one more major this year. So really excited for that one.
Okay, we'll wrap it up with Keith in the front here on the right.
Xander, I'm curious, just real quickly on the changes again, and I know you only saw the front nine, but from a player's mindset, will that change the way you attack, let's say, the sixth hole, or are you still going to play it just as aggressively?
Yeah, I mean, if you hit it in the fescue, yes, you can't hit a 3-wood. You can't cut or hit anything around the corner because you're going to be in the junk there with a tree right in front of you. So if you do blow drive out right on 6, you're going to hack out with a lob wedge, and then you're going to have like a 4-iron or hybrid or 5-iron into the green, depending on how far you can hack it up the fairway. So I don't think it doesn't really change your strategy. It's definitely much more of a penalty, though.
Even off I assume it was more off the tee that they were they're going to make these guys kind of think about it more, but it's not going to change your mind, is it?
No, I mean, on 6, you're just trying to hit the fairway. It's usually into the wind, so you're trying to hit the fairway. I think maybe some caddies might give some, your sight line might be a little bit further left, but the rough is 4 inches, or 3 inches, or however long it is. So I mean, if you hit it in the left rough, it's no good anyways. You're gonna kind of try and hack something up there, just so you can have a wedge in. So I mean, the hole is definitely gonna. I mean, I'm curious to see the stats at the end of the week, but I imagine it's gonna play a little bit harder.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you, Xander. Good luck this week.
Thanks.